brought really good news about the mulch. Awesome news, really awesome news. I would like to just go through a little bit of what I wrote. I took some time to think on last night's meeting. So last night I forgot to thank Lisa Domingo for making the motion to allow the special education, making the motion for the special education meeting. Also, I want to thank Marco Marisano for seconding the motion, and then thank the board for unanimously voting to implement it. I think it was important, and it was reassuring to hear Mr. Wasco and Mr. Wasserman publicly state that the new, more explicit sex standards will not be taught in our children's K-8 school district. Some of the parents left the meeting feeling more comfortable, and some still have questions and concerns, including myself. Prior to the meeting, I thought the presentation was going to show the new summer written curriculum scheduled to be approved at tonight's meeting. However, that is not what happened. I understand Mr. Wasco mentioned that there were some technical issues in the new Atlas program. It is my hope that once the technical issue is resolved, parents will still be given the opportunity to ask questions prior to the board vote to approve or not approve in September. I have a few more questions to ask, and I will send this in writing as well. I'm sure we won't have them answered tonight. Will the board put any safeguards in place to keep the promise not to teach the new sex standards at each grade level? I'm specifically concerned that the material will be filtered into the K through 3rd grade levels without an opt-in or opt-out option. I've spoken with a health and PE teacher out of this district, and they said while writing the new standards, they looked through YouTube to find videos to help explain some of the more uncomfortable subject matter. A few parents last night asked about the grades being consistent in which was being shown to the students across all grade levels. So do the teachers in Hanover have the leeway to add content from YouTube into their lesson plans? Are videos being chosen at the teacher's discretion? Or are only approved videos allowed? And if only approved videos are selected, who is in charge of screening the content? And who is in charge of determining what is and what is not age appropriate? I trust that I can reach out to my children's teachers, they're wonderful. I can reach out to the principal, my principal's wonderful, and this board to ask questions. However, I would still like to see this board implement more safeguards and perhaps go one step further to write a resolution against the new sex ed standards. I heard Mr. Wasco and Mr. Wasserman agree that the standard expectations have no place in Hanover, that it is a right of the parent to teach these sensitive subjects. In order to be clear and transparent with the state, perhaps the Hanover K-8 school district might consider sending a strong letter to the state with its intent. Again, I'm concerned, and I think it's critical to have parents asking questions about lessons as regards to sexual orientation, sexual pleasure, and or gender identity in ages 5 through 13. We simply do not know if there will be negative consequences if this is taught. What cannot be overlooked is the potential conflict we're creating in children. Teachers are role models and mentors. If parents do not support and reinforce what's being taught, students will experience terrible conflict, feeling forced to choose between the most influential people in their young lives. I'm sure we all can agree it would be best to put the sex standards to rest so that we may focus on the children's education. The children's interests are why we're here. That's why I'm here advocating for my children. They matter the most, and I would like to see the board meetings focus on improving education programs and recover from any learning loss due to COVID. And we need to consistently teach our children how to think and not what to think.